Hey, howdy, hello, my loves. And this is Tanya the Tour Guide. Welcome back to New Orleans Secretness, a journey into a history untold. Today's current French marketplace is a place beheld by visitors from all over the globe. They come in to go down to that open air market to get the experience of old New Orleans charm. Most don't know that this is a place where souls were lost forever. This was a street where you kept your hand on your wallet and your eyes forward. Because if you were standing here in 1873, this wouldn't be a charming stroll through the French market. This would be Gallatin Place. Wet, dim, crowded, packed with sailors, thieves, madams, and men looking to take everything you had or end you for it. This was the city's open wound, and everyone knew you didn't walk down Gallatin Street unless you were ready to lose something. Welcome to New Orleans, not the city of postcards and powdered sugar, but the city that breathes in shadows. Tonight we step off polished paths of the French Quarter and into a street that no longer exists, at least not in name. A place swallowed by time, but not memory. Gallatin Street, just 2 blocks long, but once the beating heart of vice in New Orleans, where sailors staggered off ships and disappeared into a world of dim lanterns, broken shutters, and violence that rarely saw daylight. This is where sin docked. Gallatin Street ran between the river and the market, the French market as you know it, a narrow artery pulsing with humanity. Named for Albert Gallatin, a man of finance and order, but there was nothing orderly here. By the mid-1800s, this street had become something else entirely. A funnel, a trap, a welcome mat for the lost. Nearly 500,000 immigrants passed through the port of New Orleans between 1841 and 1860. Many of them never made it past Gallatin Street, because Gallatin Street didn't just offer lodging, it offered escape or illusion of it. Let's walk it together. It's 1873. A visitor describes what he sees. The street is wet, slippery, barely lit. Tall buildings loom overhead, their shutters broken, their windows dark. You can't see the puddles, but you feel them beneath your feet, because the moon hasn't reached this place yet, and maybe it never does. Above you, hundreds of people packed into damp rooms, families, laborers, prostitutes, sleeping in darkness so thick it clings to the walls like mold. You hear music, you follow it. A doorway glows, and inside, a sailor, drunk and swaying, looks up and slurs. Sail in if you're after fun and frolicking. That was your invitation and your warning. Gallatin Street ran on 2 currencies, desperation and flesh. Prostitution was the second most profitable industry in New Orleans, second to only cotton, and the supply came straight off the ships. Historian Judith Keller Schaefer notes that most prostitutes here were immigrant women. Women with no money, no protection, no way out. A study by William W. Sanger revealed a brutal truth. Once a woman entered sex work, she often died within 4 years. Disease took many. At least half carried sexually transmitted infections. Newspapers of the time were filling ads promising cures. The cures were illusions, and Gallatin Street was where those illusions were sold. On Gallatin Street, violence wasn't rare. It was expected. In 1857, a young Irish immigrant named Mary was stabbed to death in a brothel run by John Swan. Her crime? Refusing a customer, and no one was surprised because here, a woman's life was often worth less than a drink. But women weren't just victims. Some became something else. The Devil in Red. Her name was Mary Jane Jackson, but no one called her that. They called her Brick Top. Born in 1836, right here in New Orleans, she entered sex work at 13. By 14, she was already tied to a saloon owner. By 17, she nearly beat that same man to death. And that was just the beginning. Bricktop didn't survive Gallatin Street. She became it. She carried a custom knife, 3-inch handle in the center, 2 5-inch blades each side. She didn't just fight, she destroyed. In 1856, she beat a man to death for calling her a name. A year later, she stabbed another. Then in 1859, she and 2 other women murdered a blacksmith in a saloon. When police arrived, his money was in her pocket. But she walked free. Because on Gallatin Street, justice was slippery, just like the pavement. She later fell in love with the killer, a man named John Miller from Gretna. Together, they robbed their way through the French Quarter until one night in 1861. He said she needed a thrashing. Moments later, he was dead. Stabbed by the woman he thought he controlled. Bricktop was sentenced to 10 years. She served 9 months. And then she vanished. Like so many stories from this street, unfinished, unanswered. Gallatin Street had kings, but they didn't wear crowns. They ran brothels. Men like Archie Murphy, George Kent, and John Swan. Violent men running violent houses. Fights spilled into the streets. Even their wives fought each other in public brawls. Because this wasn't business. This was survival. And then there was the Live Oak Gang. A loose collection of criminals, named for the oak clubs they carried. They didn't just fight others, they fought each other. In 1886, one brother shot another inside of the saloon because even loyalty meant nothing here. You might wonder, where were the police? They were there, sometimes, but rarely alone, and often not on your side. Officers were underpaid, understaffed, and easily bribed. Some exploited the very women they were supposed to protect. One watchman threatened to shut down a brothel unless the owner complied with his demands. Another officer helped a murderer escape to Havana and silenced witnesses. So, who enforced the law on Gallatin Street? The criminals did. Daylight didn't make Gallatin Street better. It made it visible. Dr. Edward Hall Barton described it in 1857. Overcrowded rooms, families packed together, no sanitation, the streets used as toilets, rotting food left in the open, animals living among people. Disease thrived here, yellow fever especially. Gallatin Street wasn't dangerous at night. It was deadly all the time. By the late 1800s, Gallatin Street began to fade. Vice didn't disappear. It relocated to a new district, Storyville, and Gallatin Street was left behind. By the early 1900s, it was in decline. Buildings crumbled, memories faded, until 1935, when the city erased it completely. Renamed it, rebuilt it. Today, you know it as French Market Place. If you walk there today, you won't see it. No broken shutters, no dim lanterns, no sailors calling you inside. But history doesn't disappear. It lingers in the air, in the bricks, in the stories we choose to remember. Gallatin Street is gone, but its ghost, they're still wandering. And if you listen closely, you might still hear it. Sail in if you're after fun and frolicking. This is New Orleans Secretness, where the past is never truly buried. I hope you enjoyed this journey. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please leave any comments if there's something that you might want to hear of. Stories that maybe I haven't heard of. It's always fun to research. It's always fun to share things that time has forgot. Thank you again. Tanya the Tour Guide, signing off.